1 minute.
Ran the one in, of course, for the second touchdown for the Tigers. And receiving, Ryan Caping led the charge with 3 recepts for 34 yards unofficially.
So Kirchhoff with that one run of his, he got back to positive yardage as he had been held for 1 2-yard loss. So he had a 45-yard rushing first half too. As I was really impressed with his ability to cut back on that play and outdistance a couple of the defensive backs there for the Raiders.
Well, I'm sure Northfield had the fire lit under them at halftime, as they are not used to losing by any means, and they're not used to being behind, period. So I'm sure this is a kind of unusual feeling for them, but they're raring to go over there, and they'll get the ball, of course, with their first possession here in the third quarter as soon as Emmons puts the ball down and kicks it to them.
Northfield's coached, of course, by Bubba Sullivan. He's been there for several years, had a slow start, just like Coach Rosberg did, developing his team. But boy, I'll tell you, the last few years there have been 85+% wins, and a couple of their losses were really tough ones to that Menominee, Wisconsin we talked about, who has won 2 or 3 state championships in their league, in their class in Wisconsin. And so Sullivan's dad is a longtime coach there at Carleton as well, and so they've got a good program, no doubt about it.
Colin Emmons again will kick off for the Tigers. Deep for Northfield is 43 finish. Remis, 24 Gardner, and 45 Herzberg.
See where Emmons tries to place this kick. He'll look for a hole. Shoots her down the middle this time, aims her over onto this side where Gardner gets the ball along the near sideline. Tigers meeting number 4 and 2. That's Andy Metzo and Adam Caping in on that tackle.
So good, as old Art Davis used to say, if you hold a high school team within the 30-yard line on the kickoff, you've done your job, and the Tigers do that at the 27, where Northfield will take possession 1st and 10.
Hope you enjoy these delayed telecasts on HCVN Channel 10 Hutchinson, and if you do, give Sue Potter a ring down there and tell her that you enjoy having them on, and if you'd like to volunteer for any work at the channel, please call her as well at 3113. Okay, first play through, and that's a quick opener, and that's, I'll get Remy, number 43, their good tailback.
Christensen and Irvin that time made the tackle, but 5-yard gain. It's a good gain on first down, probably even 6.
Looked like their whole team came off the ball with a little more snap that time in one play. We'll see if that happens, but those linemen coming out a little bit quicker, so. Okay, 2nd and 5. Split backs to the near side of the field. 2 receivers over here, and they run straight ahead. That's Gardner this time, and he's throwing ahead for about 7-8 yards, and he goes over the 42, over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. As after the Tigers hit him, Doherty, they threw him forward for another 3.
Impressive start by the second half charge for the Northfield Raiders, and they get a first down right away, and they moved it up to the 41 after starting on their own 27.
Tigers got Doherty at one end, Mike King at the other end, Dahlman at a tackle, Bakken at a nose guard. He's jumping around in there, as you can see. There it is, straight ahead to Reams again. Nice play in the backfield. Good penetration by the Tiger. We'll get the guy who screwed that play up. I think it might have been 63, Nick Backham, as he was in quickly and screwed that play up from the beginning.
Nice play. He got off the ball quickly. You mentioned he was jumping around into the gaps there on the offensive line, and he found the right one, evidently, because he shot through and got the ball carrier before he got started.
Wendorf comes in replacing King at one end. Passing situation here. They'll try and put some heat on, see if the Tigers send a linebacker. They do, but little Tigers get an interception. I believe it's Christensen. That ball went through the receiver's hands, and Mike Christensen, the free safety, picked it off and returned it to the Northfield 47-yard line. Second turnover for the Raiders.
Well, that time, number 21 for the Raiders, Matt Fost, had the chance at the reception. As you said, it went through his hands and right into the stomach of Christensen, number 11, for an easy interception, and he brought it back a couple yards. Tigers are set up nicely on their the opponent, Northfield, 47-yard line.
Well, that's a big play because Northfield came up pretty fired up for that second half, and so kind of deflate them possibly a little bit there. We'll see what the Tigers do with it. Davis is back in at tailback, and he gets that ball. He dances outside. He's trying to make the corner. Great block by Keeping on the kickoff. Davis runs sideways, though. Beautiful block by Ryan Keeping on the quarterback, Perkins.
Keeping is he's given up some weight there. The quarterback, Perkins, he's listed at 190 and 5'10 or 11, and Keeping is 163.
Perkins went off after that play, too. He got drilled pretty nicely by... I thought Davis going to get a little more yardage on that. He only wound up with about 3+ yards. So there's the ball inside to Matt Thody. Nice spin. Thody hammers ahead. Good leg drive. Nice drive by Thody as he drives that ball down to about the yard short of the first down. Inside the 45-yard line.
Give him a good 5 that time. Matt Thody's doing a nice job, especially since the first time we've seen him here at that fullback position.
Actually, the ball's on about the 38.5-yard line of the Raiders, so it's going to bring up 3rd and about 1. So a nice leg drive there by Matt Thody after he was straightened up fairly early, close to the line of scrimmage. Kirchhoff, the senior quarterback of the Tigers, sets the team, hands it again to Thody. Thody's looking inside. That time he went to spin, and he didn't get down, and looked like a sophomore on that run, a little bit inexperienced as he was drilled right on the line of scrimmage, and I'm not sure if he got the first down.
Well, he looks very reminiscent of how Chris Davis ran maybe early in his career as a sophomore, a little bit straight up and down and taking too many hits as a runner. And Thody's going to learn how to get down under his shoulder pads and run more under control and under his pads and low and make the defensive backs take the punishment rather than himself.
Now he tried to make a nice little spin move like he did the time before, and this time they wouldn't let him go, and he wound up with a short. It's going to be almost no gain on the play, so it's going to wind up now 4th down and, well, just about a yard to go again. So Tigers will go for it because they're on the Raiders' 37-yard line.
Thody comes out this time. Tim Thody comes out, as does Matt.
Davis goes to fullback this time. They'll probably use him on that quick hitter. Ryan Keeping's at the tailback. Clock is wound into play. Kirchhoff looks it over. Good one-on-one blocking. There's Davis, and boy, Davis doesn't. He ran low and hard. He got that first down.
There's a perfect example of what we were talking about the play before. Davis burrowed low. He knew he only had to get a yard, and he was falling forward, and he got 3. So very nice job of running under his pads and getting the first down.
All right, down to about the Raider 35-yard line. The Tigers have it 1st and 10. Got Davis running in the up back and Ryan Keeping at the tailback. There's the ball handed to Keeping. A hold on the play as Keeping goes outside. May go for a touchdown. It's going to come back, though, because they threw that flag very early. And, boy, the coaches, they will be upset at that, as that takes away about a 25-yard run by Keeping, as that was well set up. As Davis faked into the line, they went for him, and Keeping had a wide-open left side run. But that's going to come back, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's already been signaled.
Okay. Yep.
That's just, I think, shows the difference in the officiating crews. Last week we had hardly any penalties, and the ones that were called were the offside variety. Now we've seen various holds and personal fouls and clips called tonight. I'm not saying which one's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's a big difference in 1 week.
Well, some officials use a philosophy, if the hold is away from the play and it has no bearing on the play, let it go, let the players decide to play. I think the coaches would rather have that kind of a game called than the picky stuff, but of course you can't get by. I know sometimes Coach Rosberg says that teams hold his teams all the time, and so, all right, here's that little reverse again. Keeping's going to cut it up. He cuts outside, and a nice tackle by number 12, Holm, stops him as he was starting to break free.
Holm and number 32, Gregor Wilson. But he did get Probably 8 yards.
Dave, I keep looking for that guy that we had all those years. What was his name again? Simone's. I can't find him out there.
He's playing the nose
tackle. Is he in there?
Number 50?
Okay, there he is. Yep. I don't know how I missed him, but we haven't called his name so much. All right, here's a pass play. Good protection for Kirchhoff. He throws it down the field, complete to Thody inside. He dropped that ball.
Yep. Good call. Went to the ground.
Incomplete pass. Boy, that was right in the numbers, though, Dave, on that one. So,
very nice throw.
Good throw by Thody. So it's going to bring up 3rd and long now.
Kirchhoff threw it. Thody tried to make the reception. Just that time, good illustration of what we talked about in the first half. He let the ball come into him, got off his pads and bounced away from him instead of catching it out front with the hands.
All right, Tigers in a passing situation. Northfield in a prevent defense here. They bring in an extra D-back in their nickel defense. There's the fake. Davis looking around over the middle. There's the ball again, and again it goes right through Thody, but I think maybe 24 might have got a hand in there that time. Again, that was a nice pass on the part of Kirchhoff as he laid it right in the hands of the receiver, and it was a good defensive play, I believe. Just deflected enough to cause the incomplete.
Well, this time it is a punting situation as the Tigers with that penalty are pushed back to the 41, and the punter Ingholm, number 87, comes in to punt it away, hopefully to pin Northfield deep. Got twin safeties back for Northfield. Faust and Gardner.
There's Ingwald's punt, and he's aiming for the corner. The receiver picks it up on the 12, and a nice coverage down there by 2 of the Tigers. He dropped that ball, Dave. That was, I think, 44. I think the ball was stripped by 44.
Andy Erlandson stripped it, number 44. He was the first one down, and he wrestled that ball away. Great play, and I'm not sure if it was Ingwald that fell on it. In any event, it was a turnover, 3rd one of the game for Northfield.
Tigers tried out a new tackle in there, Todd Dozo. He's 6'2", 350 pounds, so good-sized tackle out there right now for the Tigers on the left side.
Because one of the other ones wasn't ready to go back in, I don't think.
And I think they're going to rest Dahlman a little bit, too. He can't play every play, so there's the look inside, and Davis breaks free, and he's down to about the 7-yard line.
Started out on the 17, so that's close to a first down. Maybe just 9 on that play, but a good first down run by Davis.
Well, it's probably better to get 9. It gives you an extra down in that red zone there. They ran right behind the big tackle that time, Todd Dozo, a junior at 6'2", 350 pounds.
Good size.
Yep. And I think he's bigger than that, too, so he's got quick feet, though. He'll be a good one someday, probably. All right, there it is again inside to Matt Thody. I think, no, that's Davis running outside. Davis in for the touchdown. Great fake carried out by Matt Thody as Davis runs for his 2nd touchdown and his 35th, I believe, of his career, Dave.
Well, nice run as he bounced it outside. I was watching the tackle that we were just talking about, Dozo, and he kind of stood up his man. He did a nice job even though the play went to the other side. Score is now 19-0. We'll see if the Tigers go for 2. They will. No, they're going to try and kick it. We think. They do have a number of fakes out of this hold formation.
There's a puck up. This one splits the uprights right down the middle by Emmons, and the score goes to 20-0 with 6:13 remaining in the quarter 3. Did not take the Tigers long. What was it, 2 plays, Dave, to score after that turnover caused by the Andy Erlandson tackle down inside the 15.
Well, that shows what turnovers do to a team. And Northfield has turned it over 3 times, and the Tigers have turned it over once on the interception. But that turnover battle is so critical in the football games. You hear that so often at any level, high school, college, or pro, but it's true because that time the Tigers got the ball on the 17, punched it in on just 2 plays.
Well, that's good blocking on the part of the Tigers. That's improved tonight, too, and Davis running through there. He's had some gaps, no doubt about that. This is against a Northfield team that I heard, and I'm not sure, but counting the losses when they sacked the quarterback, that Minneapolis Edison last week in that 37-7 defeat, had a minus 43 yardage so on the ground. So Tigers doing a good job against this Northfield team.
Emmons has been doing a nice job kicking.
Bounces at this time, didn't get the hop, and number 55 smacked in there by 22, Ryan Caping, who was down, but they get the ball out over the 40-yard line. I believe that's a 42-yard line where the Raiders will take over with good field position.
42.
Ryan Caping wasn't afraid to bang head on into that big number 55 that returned that kick, one of the linebackers, I would guess. He's 6 feet, 225 pounds, and all 163 pounds by Ryan Caping met him head on and knocked him off balance, and somebody else finished it off.
Well, now Northfield might be forced to put it up a little more.
Tigers will probably send their linebacker up. There goes Reams again. Urban wrestles him down for 2.
94 Tom King, I think that was, rather than 64. So
okay.
Nice job from the end position by Tom King.
Todd Dozo has switched over and is playing nose guard right now, Dave. So
this time 24 for Northfield goes out Gardner. We haven't been keeping track, but I'm sure their guys are getting just as tired and dehydrated.
Okay, Perkins under the center, single setback. This is a pass. Tigers trying to get to him. Good pressure by
26.
Doherty. Boy, he had a whack at him. And Backham was also in there.
Boy, that makes a defensive end's eyes light up, I think, when he sees the quarterback setting up and he's got a full head of steam and can get to him. And that time Doherty knocked the ball loose, but it was called a forward pass.
46-yard line.
I think that's only Perkins' 4th attempt unofficially. He has completed 1.
3rd and 8 for the Raiders, just over the 45-yard line. Again, a pass. Tigers are trying. Comes a little screen over the middle. 21 has it. Oh, he escaped the Tigers, and he's going to make the first down. Nice play. Tigers were in there.
That's going to be about a 11-yard gain, and that's all they needed for a first down. And Tigers had that one smelled out. They just couldn't catch up to him.
Big Dan Taggart laid a block on John Marvin just as the play was over and did not make the Tigers real happy about that. Looks like that Taggart's got a little mean streak in him, too. He's got the size. He's being recruited, as I said, by some of the Division I teams, number 85, I believe it is, 95. Okay, in motion is Gardner. He comes to the near side of the field to hand it inside to Reams, and boy, he's kissed right as he gets the line of scrimmage by Urban.
Well,
nice play.
Tigers are sending their linebackers now on almost every play, and that time Urban was in the backfield to screw that play up. It's a 2-yard loss.
Chris Davis comes in now at backer. Boy, he met him head on in the backfield. That was a nice play on the part of Urban.
Well, we have a short stoppage here as one of the Northfield players' helmet needs some adjustment. As you can see, I think it's the center. Gets it back on now, and clock will be wound shortly. So with 4:44 to go in the 3rd quarter, the score 20 Hutchinson, 0 Northfield. 2nd and a long 11, or call it 12 for Northfield here on their Hutchinson 45-yard line.
Perkins, senior, got good size. He's 6'1", 190 pounds at the quarterback. He's had some experience. Again, send Gardner in motion to the near side. There's a little quick swing pass over the middle, and the guy breaking wide open. Same guy caught the pass on the screen, 21. That was Matt Faust, and boy, he had a touchdown if they could have got that ball into his hands, because he broke free over the inside.
He sure did, and that was a nice job of play-action passing. I think the Tigers thought run that time, and it caused the defensive backs to take a step up, and that's all it took for Faust to break free, and pass was just behind him.
That's some of the Tigers' strength there, too, with Schleter and Christensen. They're good defenders, so must have been a good play. Looks like same formation, same type of pass, same route. This time they overthrow it. And we'll see if Northfield has to punt the ball away or if they'll have to try and hang on to it here. Pretty good pressure that time by the Tigers.
Looks like Perkins is just a little high on his deliveries there. He's got his receivers on the last 2 plays, but has not been able to hit them, and they bring in their punt formation team. We'll see if they have any tricks up their sleeve.
Tigers send in their receiving team. Both the Capings come out late as the Tigers change about 5 or 6 players on this punt team. There's the kick, and it's high, and it's again going to have to be a fair catch as Caping Adam catches it right on the 20-yard line, and the Tigers will take over with 4:04 remaining in the third quarter, leading 20-0, and they're 80 yards away from pay dirt.
Well, a good sign for the Tigers in that that's been Northfield's 4th punt, and Hutchinson's only had to, well, they have had to punt it twice, but one of them resulted in a fumble by Northfield on the reception. So the Tigers have been doing a nice job on defense, as evidenced by the 4 punts by Northfield.
Northfield turned it over twice by fumble. Did they have an interception? Yeah, they had that interception too, so they've turned it over 3 times. That's about 3 times more a lot of times than they do in a half a season. Okay, there's Davis with the second man through. He breaks inside, plows forward, give him about 4 or 5 on the play, following the block of, who they have in front of him there? Matt Thody leading that play into the hole.
Well, that's a good sign to have Davis back. He's going to be the workhorse again. That's his 19th carry, and unofficially I have him for just over 100 yards, so about 101 yards, so he's averaging about a little over 5 yards per carry.
Tigers just content now to run that ball if they can, eat up some clock. Kirchhoff hands the ball inside. No, a pitch to Davis. Davis looking for the opening. Davis going to run out of bounds this time, and I think he got a first down on the play as he's dragged out by Holm. Good decision by Davis to run out of bounds there. You don't always have to turn it up and get smacked.
Well, that play was sprung again by number 22, Ryan Caping. He did a good job screening his man out, allowing ball carrier Davis to run in behind him for a first down.
Senior quarterback Scott Kirchhoff under center. Hands the ball to Davis again. Davis looking for opening, breaks through, and he smacks out again for about 9 yards. Good running on the part of Davis. Looks a little quicker tonight, Dave, than he did last week, I think. I don't know.
Well, there's a difference, and he's running from the deeper position in the backfield, but it's just a different look, and he's had more opportunity tonight. The line has done a much better job opening holes for him.
Kirchhoff comes over, gets play from Andy Rosberg, who signaled it out, or yelled it out, we should say. Tigers got a second and a foot. It's a nice situation to be in. Could throw it, but looks like they're in a tight formation. Both ends are in there tight. They hand it to Matt Thody. He breaks inside, and only a tackle by number 32 for the Raiders.
Gregor Wilson.
Saved a lot bigger gain there.
Give him a good 8, though, for Thody.
Thody doesn't look bad, Dave, for a sophomore running back, so.
Looks good. Clock is wound, 2:45 remaining in the third quarter. Hutchinson on top, 20-0 over number 1 rated Northfield.
Okay, here's that little counter reverse again, and boom, they're in that hole that time. Some blocks were failed over here, and 54.
They don't have a 54 on their roster, but he made a good play.
54, and Dustin Cos, number 70.
So that's about a 4-yard loss.
The play brings up second.
Well,
Yeah, they were waiting.
That's about the 4th time they've tried that play. A couple times it's worked, but twice it hasn't either. And so I have Ryan Caping carrying the ball 4 times for 10 yards net.
And a couple penalties really cost him big time because he had yardage. He'll get his yardage this year. Quick pitch. No, quick handoff to Thody. Thody looking for an opening, and if he could have just got around the block of his brother, he could have been gone.
11-yard gain. Nice run by Thody. As you said, he's looked, even from the first half to the second half, he's looked like a better ball carrier. So that's a good encouraging sign for the Tiger offense to have a sophomore running the ball.
Yeah, Roger Hagemeyer, the longtime announcer of the PA tonight, says first time that he can ever remember introducing 11 seniors on the starting defense for the Tigers. And only one underclassman, I think, and that was Thody on the starting offensive team. So seniors are dominated with a lot of seniors this year. Okay, there's the ball handed inside, oops, on the ground, and it squirted free, and I think Northfield got it.
It was all Northfield, yep.
That was just poor timing on the handoff that time between Kirchhoff and Ryan Caping in the backfield. I don't know what happened, but kind of got on Caping's hip early, and Tigers have their second turnover.
So just when they're moving it and taking the clock down, they give Northfield the opportunity that they want, get the ball back with some emotion on a turnover. So 1:08 to go in the third quarter. Northfield takes it over on their own 45-yard line.
Well, see if that fires up the Raiders. They're a good team. They're going to try to play catch-up here. A little over a quarter remaining. Perkins split backs in motion as Gardner to the near side of the field. Passing situation. No, they run it that time, and that's Reams.
Nice play by number 56 for the Tigers, who is Scott Walling from his tackle position. He made the tackle.
Scott Walling, number 56, along with Tom King, number 94.
Tom King also gets credit.
Gain of about 4 in the play. Brings up 2nd and 6.
So Northfield's going to have to put a little emphasis on clock management here with 42 seconds and counting. They're down 20-0. They're going to have to score on this possession for sure.
Okay, Perkins sends Gardner again in motion, running that formation a lot. There's a quick pitch out, and see if Reams gets the quarters. Good pursuit on the part of the Tigers, and he's drilled out of bounds after he delivers a good hit on one of the Tigers who got there late, Christensen.
Well, he did deliver the hit that time. Christensen's head snapped backwards as number 43, the big ball carrier Reams, delivered that blow, and he's a senior at 5'11", 195, and comes with a head of steam. But in all that, it was not a very long gain, 2-3 yards.
Okay, Perkins again under center. Anderson to center. There it is, straight ahead to Reams, and he fell forward. He got close to the first down. I think they'll go for it this time, Dave. With only 12 seconds, they'll have time to think about it, but they're only about, I'd say less than a yard to go, and they're in Hutchinson territory on the 46. Tigers will load her in tight, but they'll have the quarter to think about it. And Dave, were there any scoring there in the third quarter?
Just one score, Davis, after the fumble by Northfield on the punt. At 6:13 remaining, Davis ran it in from 17 after he had run 10 the previous play. So Davis with his second touchdown of the night from 7 yards out. Colin Emmons added the extra point, brings us to where we are now, 20-0. Hutchinson in front with a critical 4th down and 1 upcoming by Northfield. So as the teams switch hands, we'll take a break.
Yeah, $2.50 is the price, and all proceeds.
All right, back at SR Knutson Field, the Northfield Raiders are faced with 4th and short. I'm sure they'll go for it here as they trail 20-0 in the big conference game here in Hutchinson. It's only the second game in the season, a lot to go, but it could go a long ways toward getting a favorite at any rate. Tigers into about a 7-man line. There's the ball handed to Reams, and Reams plows forward. Good leg drive as he pushed the pile backwards right behind that big Taggart for one, and a few other of the veteran players as they were able to get a first down inside the 45-yard line. The ball will be spotted right at the 44. Northfield would have 4 downs again to operate here.
Clock is wound up here after the chains are set. Of course, early in the fourth quarter, there's plenty of time left, but I think this is the critical possession. They do need to get into the end zone here.
Looks like a passing group coming in. New receivers. No, they're handing the ball. Wow, what a play there. As Urban comes through the gap, and he really drilled Gardner. Well, he doesn't know what he hit him because BJ had a full head of steam that time, and nobody touched him.
Missed block that time, as we mentioned. That wasn't a blitz because that was a run formation for Northfield, but BJ came in untouched and absolutely flattened the guy for a 5-yard loss.
Davis in there playing one of the linebackers, 32. Tigers are using 3 backers now. Rosenow comes up a little tighter. And here is a pass play. Tigers are coming in. There's a pass. Oh, look at that shove off. That looked to me like, but I might be prejudiced, but it looked like he pushed off to get the ball. He dropped it anyway.
All it was an incomplete pass, so whether he shoved off or not, which I think he did too, but that was incomplete, so it's 3rd down now and 14 to go.
Sure gave himself some room to catch it. All right, Tigers had good pressure from the ends. I think that was King putting on most of the pressure from this right end position. All right, Third down and long, key play here for the Raiders early in the fourth quarter. Tigers are coming with, there's a pass over the middle, and again, Urban comes in and forces the pass along with a couple of other guys.
Well, you can tell this is what you want to have to do to Northfield, because I don't think they're as strong in their passing situations as they are in the run when they have their full complement or the variety of their offense. And I think Perkins is missed his last 4. He's only completed 2 out of 9 for 26 yards. Fairly good job by the Tiger defensive backs.
And they're getting good pressure on him too. So one thing, I talked to a couple of the faithful Raider fans there prior to the game, and they were lamenting the fact that this game was too early, that Northfield is going to develop, and I'm sure they will, and they've got some young players on the line. And I tried to tell them that we're kind of in the same situation, but I think they knew that they were going to have to face some blitzing linebackers and things, and that's things they'll work on during the season. And we got to remember 5 years ago, Northfield came in here and Hutchinson defeated them quite handily. Then we met them in the semifinals, and in a very close game up there in overtime, I believe it was, they were able to defeat the Tigers in a heartbreaker, and then they went on to have a very close game in the finals against Malacca, I believe it was. So at any rate, we'll see if Northfield decides that they're going to go for it here, or if they'll punt the ball away with, 10:49. Not real sure why the Tigers took a timeout there, maybe just to gather themselves a little bit.
I think they talk all the options over just because they are in punt formation, and they wanted to make sure that the Tigers were aware that this could likely be a fake, too.
Ryan Caping, deep.
I gotta run. Okay, bye-bye.
Flag on the play.
Well, that's going to cost Northfield another 5. I'm not sure if they're trying to draw the Tigers off or what, but the end on this near side left early. 5-yard penalty.
Called against Northfield.
That's the 4th time they've been penalized for 38. They've had a couple big ones, as have the Tigers. They've been penalized, let's see, 3 times for 27 yards.
A couple of them were after big gains, though, is what hurt for the Tigers. I don't think Northfield's had the gain on it.
Right.
Okay, here's the kick. And again, it's a high kick, and Ryan Keeping is signaling for a fair catch. He catches it, and his momentum carries him back inside the 15, but they're going to spot it right on the 15-yard line.
Boy, that was a nice punt. Almost 40 yards, about 39 yards and good hang time. Keeping had no choice but to call a fair catch that time.
Now, of all the punts, 5, isn't it, for the Raiders? I don't think that the Tigers have had a chance to run one back, so the guy's really putting it up high and forcing the fair catches on the play.
Well, the Tigers would like nothing more now than to grind some yards out on the ground and not fumble it as they did their last possession. They take over deep in their own territory at the 15.
Okay, there's the ball handed to Davis. Davis looking for a block. Keeping gives him a block. Davis could go. Davis has got speed, and there goes Davis for his 3rd touchdown of the night. He's running away from the defenders, and Davis goes 85 yards for a touchdown. Wow. Davis, I'm having trouble keeping track of these touchdowns. That's the 4th one this year, 3rd one tonight, and I believe he had, wasn't it 32 coming into this year? So 32 plus 4 gives him 36 touchdowns in his career. He hasn't had many longer than 85 yards from scrimmage, Dave.
And once again, number 22, Ryan Caping, gave him just the screen block that he needed, and Davis read it well, broke off that block, and for an 85-yard scamper.